Good morning, lovelies and gents. This is your girl, Nadia, a.k.a. the Prophet in Process. I wasn't planning on saying this. I didn't want to admit the things that I'd endured for your distraction. I'm just now remembering I had, in many ways, done as Ruth did, but to the wrong one. If I did it through email, I never got a response. But I'm glad I didn't get a response in retrospect. I didn't realize that he was a narcissist. I was so clueless about how men and women respond to one another. Even though I read all of this stuff, I felt like God had let me down because I really believe that God led me to that before your distraction. And I was trying to believe that he was the prodigal for a minute, but God showed me definitively, look, I've given you plenty of dreams that you didn't rebuke, claimed that it was from the enemy and it was from me. I was telling you the truth of this man's character. But you chose to believe otherwise. He allows us free will. So he led me in that respect. I mean, he didn't tell me to stick around. I want to unpack one, but it was January the 7th, 2020, when I had this dream where I was getting ready for like a performance. It was almost like a conference. I was the mistress of ceremonies, and this 4-year distraction was slated as master of ceremonies. I remember that he came to me specifically, kind of almost admonishing me about being late, because I'm either super early or super late, and I seem super punctual because I'm super early on purpose. You gotta do what you gotta do when you know you. So in this dream, that was basically what he was doing, was telling me make sure that I'm not late and that I'm on time and it was really a rehearsal. And that's significant as well, because what God was showing me is that he was a counterfeit, even though I mentioned that he was unfit, but he was there too. He was unfit, but he was a counterfeit because God was using this counterfeit as a rehearsal in terms of my prayer life for my God-ordained husband. I wouldn't understand how to truly pray that not my will be done, but that God's will be done for the benefit of our marriage or my God-ordained spouse, had I not had to go through what I did with this gentleman, even though I was wrong. It's about the process. Okay, so you have to understand that even mistakes, every mistake, as I've mentioned before, is a lesson. Whether you have to take that lesson over is on you. I've taken several lessons too many doggone times. And I thank God that he's allowed me to graduate from this experience, which is for your distraction, so that I can help you. Now, back to this dream, because, I go on tangents. I was running late, and I knew that when I got there, I was on stage, that whenever the spotlight was on me, I could see, even though my back was to him and I was talking, the crowd was really loving me. I was being myself and, doing what I do. But he wasn't so pleased with that. He was fuming. But it never really showed me when the spotlight was on him. That was evidence of his character. He was not the type of person that would ever be able to support me appropriately. But after the rehearsal, I came off the stage. He started telling me about how my breath stinks. And as I was kind of standing there, he actually started looking back at the crowd, started getting louder and louder, as if he was waiting for their yes and amen to what he was saying to me. He was berating me, and the entire time I was like, I don't understand what do you, it was like I was trying to explain what I was doing, and that I was just being myself, and the entire time I was talking, there was a green mist that was coming from my mouth. Green represents newness. Green represents life. But what he was doing was trying to impart into me death, because that was evident of his character. These were things that I was in denial about, but I remember getting up and I was like, I'm free. I'm done. I understood exactly what God was showing me with that dream, and that I started rethinking the other dreams that I'd had with him in it. We'll unpack all of those in time. I know that there's some ladies that have gone through a similar situation like this with a quote-unquote man of God. I've said before that God showed me about the wickedness of the shepherds and how gifts of God are without repentance. So their gifts are legitimate, but they're using them in the wrong way because their heart is impure. I've also mentioned before that I had this dream where it was an alternate universe and he was claiming his baggage. So like I said before, this is not to bash him over the head. This is just the reality that I face. So what I want you to understand is that I'm not trying to say that he's still this type of person, because he's married now, and I pray that he's not. However, if he is, that's between him and God. My job is to tell my truth so so that I can help others be free. And even if it's to help him get free, because God doesn't want anyone to perish. Gosh, I've gone all over the place with this as usual, but I got to go where the Lord leads me. I was never expecting to admit about that email. I'd been listening to so much on marriage and the role of a wife through Miles Monroe at the time, and I said, I pray that my future husband listens to him. I think I may have said it out of my mouth, and the enemy is not omniscient, but we allow the enemy clues because we can't keep our mouth shut sometimes. So you just need to be cognizant of that, and I know I've said a lot. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more insight. And, of course, stay tuned for the Facebook group, Lovelies, because I do want us to be able to conversate about these things, because I know that some of you Lovelies are probably dealing with the same thing that I dealt with. I guess I'm going to bid you all adieu. Of course, eat the meat and spit out the bones. If it's for you, great. If it's not, please keep it pushing. I love you all. Until